And good afternoon. This is the Elliott Wave daily update for the S&P 500 being recorded on Wednesday, August the 13th at 1:20 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. It actually, the day mostly made sense um, until we started to come down. And things and more twisted in the Nasdaq than here in the S&P. The S&P is a little bit more clear, and so I'm actually labeling the Nasdaq in the same fashion, which is to put this small internal three up here. And because now, if I come down from here and I'm on my 15-minute, and I counted, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got the 5. And so, as crazy as it seems, the least I could do is I can't even do 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it got so small and everything is so just like undefined. So when I get stuck like that, many times I go over here to the line chart. And so here it's just simple ABC, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is the 5, so I put the 3 there. ABC down, put the 4 there. And now appears we may be doing the start of a small fifth wave, but that's only going to finish this third wave. So much is now going to depend on how things trade overnight and then tomorrow in reaction to the PPI. And I don't want to go in advance to say, well, the PPI should come out bad or good or anything of that nature. So back out here to the hourly. Here again, everything seems to be in alignment in terms of how it's labeled right now. But there is a possibility that if I had to, this 1 would come down to here, the 2 would go over here, and this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 3 would go here, the 4 would go here. On a line chart, it works. On a bar chart, it does not. The 3, the 4, and we just now have this fifth, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. We go up in a 5, and that puts the 5 up there versus a 3. So it's I'm not trying to be, like the word that comes to my mind is convoluted, but that I'm trying to just work out what exactly is the market doing on what's it telling us. So the 2 that I have, the 1 is exactly the way I have it. Got a 1, 2. We have we're waiting to complete the third. Could go up here, give a test to that, not break it, come down in a 4, go back up, break it and get up to 65.55 to get that fifth wave in. Then that's the completion of the B wave and we come flying lower. Now, again, stimulus, what's going to be the enzyme, the slash stimulus to drive the market lower? We still have plenty of things. And we do have an expiration on Friday. We do have other geopolitical things happening on Friday. We do still have a lot of things dealing with tariffs. So many things you can pluck out and could start a larger corrective phase in terms of that C wave down. And then we would be looking for that C wave to bring us back um, to these lower levels. And once I get that, this B wave done, I can put the A, the B. But right now, you know, the S&P, the ES got above 6,500 today. Not by a whole lot, but they did manage to get above 6,500. I believe it was 65.02. So, but it's the SPX that I want to get up there and test 65 because that's the call wall in the SPX, which holds more importance than the call wall here. Now, the call wall here tomorrow will be exactly pinning right there. It'll be about 65.22. Today it was 23. Tomorrow it'll be 22. And we got the PPI. Now, along with the PPI, just so I can fill in that blank, oops, I didn't mean to put that up. Sorry about that, all the big gray screen. Let me go back over there and go here. And tomorrow we have the initial jobless claims and the PPI, and they all come out at the same time. So this thing could flip and fly so we could get up there and then still come back down. Maybe initial jobless claims come out to what the market may like, and then PPI comes out and they don't. So we're going to see. We're going to see how this all unfolds. But those are major right now because that's what the market is waiting for. And I am still looking for this rally phase to be an ABC up and to be a minuet B wave, bringing us down in a C wave, which should take us, because it'll be in a regular, which it already is. I'm looking for it to come an equal amount, however high it gets. We'd be looking for 1.618 to the downside. And so that might bring us a little bit here. It could bring us down, I think, in between closer to like 6,040 to 6,000. Now, again, in terms of where our spot gamma levels are, they get to be pretty heavy. Like today, they got all spread out. And I put them in the description rather than online because actually I just kind of said I'm done and go to get it published and forgot to put it verbally. So, with the call wall and large gamma 4 being moved up to 6,500, that remains an important level. And to the downside, the put wall is now sitting at 6,000 along with large gamma 1. So large gamma 1's been sitting there for a while, but then now suddenly the put wall got pushed lower. So it spread it out. And I find that very interesting because if we get that turn and we're coming down in a C wave, I think 6,000 could hold it. And so smart place to put your put wall. And it would then still line up where if we got down into this area and it finished and then we go back up. So not that I think that they're, I don't know. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. All right. So let's kind of put this into perspective, what we have going on. Those others up here, that's the C wave if things just really get out of control. We could pop up to there. But it would go along with the C wave. And I don't think it would cease to be a C wave if we got all the way up there because I'd have to now probably negate that because it's exceeding it by a great deal. And then this turns into more of a diagonal, and which is again also very difficult to present. So that's why this is, I think, the best that I have in terms of what I think the market is actually doing. So I'm actually going to take this down, that part, and because I think we can get here. And 65.55, but first we got to get through 65.22, which should be the call wall tomorrow, unless they move it again. All right, so now downside, let me bring it into the 15-minute. I did put the 4 there because it does look like it was an A, B, and a C, and we started to really rally up. 1, 2. We get these bars that kind of can just show up. And where this kind of looks like an ABC up, so maybe this is A, B, and we're going to come back down in the C wave and still label it 4. So again, market is actually is very difficult. So because I can go A, B, C, put the 4 there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 of 5. And this is all just to finish this third. So again, 1.618 puts it for wave 5, gets us to a new high, but yet to test that. So I think still, if we're going up and we start to break above 65, I think they will try to push it there, or we're going to get it on one of the numbers tomorrow morning. If it happens overnight, it could as bizarre as it sounds, it could fit because this could go up and finish the 5. And if the numbers come out wrong, then it's going to turn, as I said, and what it turns into is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for the 5. So wave 1 is the shortest wave, wave 3 is, and wave 5 would be the longest out of 1, 3, and 5. But the rule states that wave 3 cannot be the shortest. Doesn't have to be the longest, just cannot be the shortest. And so that would fit in there and put in that C wave up here. So that has to remain the alternate for right now, because I still think that this could get up, get tested, and at the same time, the market will reject it. And we start down in that C wave. That's kind of what my gut is leaning towards. So it just has to fit in terms of the labeling. And that's the one way that I can work it. In fact, that's what I had before. But I put it in and I was hoping that this would be the 3, but it just does not count out well. 1, 2, I could put 3, 4, and this is the 5, the 3, and that would be the 4, and then we'd run up in the 5. I mean, that is a possibility. I just don't like the way this counts out. And I can go like this and open this up a little bit more, bring it down and take a closer look while we're all here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. It actually could. It actually could. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that works as a 5. So the way I'm counting it is the one that I think is the best. Is that 1, 2? Yeah, that could be. I'm going to leave it like this. Let's leave the alternate as I just discussed. That 3 and the 4, and we come up in a 5, come back down in another 4, because this will put that 3 up here, come down in another 4, go back up to finish the whole move. And we'll see against the numbers. So there's 2 alternates, as you now just see. And one of them is that this gets recounted as this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5, and it has one more leg up before, excuse me, before we come back down in the C wave. Or I'm leaving it as 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, this 3 up here, and then a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It still counts clean. I'm going to leave it just like that. All right, spot gamma levels. They're pretty much remaining the same. We still got that 6,500 up top. And that's 6,500 in the SPX, 6,523 as of today. Tomorrow will be 22 for the call wall. And it's also large gamma 4. Now, things started to get compacted coming down today, although we didn't really get below 6460. So, but we did kind of come down through briefly large gamma 2. Large gamma 2 was 6450 in the SPX and 6473 here in the ES. We came down through it, it regained it. So put it back, and I don't know if it put it back in place, but it actually rebuilt it there. And now we're getting closer to that 6520 level, excuse me, 6523 and 6500. So I've got to leave it there. And part of it, I think it just was a very difficult. I mean, once we got the up and the down this morning, this was the end of the day. It just wallowed down in here for most of the afternoon. Now, what I wanted to take a quick look at was just what the spiders actually did today. Spiders going out at 644. So we had 645 as the call wall, and they went above it. But I don't think, oops, I wanted to do this. Spiders, Yeah, it got up to 646, but then it came back. So it didn't really make that big of a difference. So what I can say is 645, the call wall in large gamma 3 got broken, but I think it's still there. And then coming down, and then the market just kind of sat still, going out at 644 on the way back up. So it may have come down and given a little bit of a test of large gamma 4. But the volatility trigger, we'll see where that ends up tomorrow. Right now it's 639. So if something really starts to fall apart here, like a negative reaction, it's going to trigger volatility triggers, I think, in both this index and this ETF and the index. So again, I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to see what happens, but I'm going to leave it like this. And the next update will be tomorrow morning.